This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about the queues, and we have discussed what exactly the queue and what is the use, and how to create the queues inside the Salesforce instance. We have discussed. So now today we see how can we transfer the record ownership to the queue manually, we will see, and then automated process also practically. Now, so how can we transfer the record ownership to the queue manually? Now let's see in this case. Let's take a small use case. Now, create a lead record inside the object by using training batch user and transfer the record ownership to the Hyderabad sales manually. Create a lead record inside the object by using training batch user and transfer the record ownership to the Hyderabad sales queue manually. So what we need to do, we have to go to the training batch user first and then create a lead record inside that object and then transfer the record ownership to the Hyderabad sales. So now tell me, in the previous session, we have discussed about how to create a queue, okay, by adding some specific users as a members and then by indicating the objects. That means what object record the queue can store. So in the yesterday's session, we have created a queue that is with the name Hyderabad sales queue, which can able to store only the lead object records inside this, and the development user will be the member of the queue. So whenever I'm going to be creating the queue, observe what will happen. Okay, we'll see this practical use case also later. First of all, we'll see what are the queues we have created. So let me go to that manage users. We have an option called as queues. Click on queues. You can see what are all the queues are available. These are the queues are available, okay, inside your Salesforce instance. So now this is the Hyderabad sales queue. If you want to see the details about this queue, just you can click on this queue name so that we can able to see the details of the queue. So this is the queue label. This is the queue email ID. These are the various objects supporting by the queue to hold the records inside it. And then who are all the members over here? So now in this case, so now view all users. That means what? Who are all the members are available, those members information you can see. Development user will be the member of this queue. Okay, development user will be the member of this queue, so that whatever the records are available inside this queue, okay, whatever the records are available inside this queue, now these records can be accessed by this development user. So the development user can access these records which are available inside the queue. So whenever I'm going to be creating a queue by adding the member, okay, by adding the member, now let me go to the development user account, observe what will happen in this case. Let's log in into the development user. Go to the users and log in into the development user right now. Log in into the development user. This is the development user. I'm logging into this. Now let's see, observe this one. When I go to the lead object, it will be adding the queue name as a list view option. When I observe this one, when I expand this one, here we can able to see that queue name, Hyderabad sales queue. This is what a list view option. Who has added this automatically by Salesforce? Previously, in our initial classes, we have discussed how to add these kind of list view options manually. We have discussed, but now, whenever we are going to be adding a user as a member of the queue, then the queue name will be visible inside that object's list view option by default. This is the internal concept of Salesforce. Okay, we no need to add the queue name inside this list view options. It will be populating automatically by default over there. So when he click on this Hyderabad sales queue, it will list out all the records which are waiting inside this sales queue. In Hyderabad sales queue, whatever the records are waiting for the processing, all those records you can able to see just by selecting this filter over here. But there is no records are waiting right now, so the queue is empty right now. Okay, so that whenever I'm creating one more queue, so which will be the member of this, nothing but for the queue also, if the development user is a member, then the queue name also will be populating over here. The queue name also will be populating over here. Now, so in this case here, let's come out from this user account right now. How to transfer the record to this queue? Now let's see practically. Now, in this case, what are all the steps that we need to follow right now over here? Let me explain the steps. Now, log into the training batch user. Training batch user account. And then click on Leads tab. Click on New button. Create a lead record inside the object. Go to the lead record detail page. Detail page. Go to the lead owner field. Click on change link. Select the owner type as queue from the pick list. Select the queue name by using lookup icon. In this case, for example, I would like to select Hyderabad sales queue and then click on save. Then automatically the record will be transferring to the queue. Now, the observation. The lead record ownership will transfer to the selected queue, to the Hyderabad sales queue. To the Hyderabad sales queue, and the queue members will receive the email notification. Email notification. Queue members will receive the email notification. Then how can we accept that lead record here? Accepting the lead record. So how the queue member will accept the lead record over here? What he will do, now in this case, the queue member will log in into his account. For example, development user. Click on the leads tab. Click on the leads tab. Select the list view option from the pick list. that is Hyderabad sales queue. Now select the lead record to be get accepted by using the checkbox, and then click on accept button. Click on accept button and the observation. Then what it will do? So now it will transfer the record ownership from the Hyderabad sales queue to the development user. It will transfer the record ownership from the Hyderabad sales queue to the development user automatically. Because previously the owner of this record is the Hyderabad sales queue. Now the owner will be development user. From there onwards, he is responsible in order to accept those lead records. Now, so this is the process. First of all, we have to transfer the record to the queue, and from there the queue member will accept it automatically. He will be accepting manually or automated also, they can do that. That facility is available. So how can we do this one? Now let's see practically. How can we transfer the record ownership to that Hyderabad sales queue? Okay, now let's see. Let's go to that training batch user. Open any of the lead record. Who is the owner of the lead record right now? The current owner of the lead record is training batch user. I want to transfer this lead record to the Hyderabad sales queue. Then what we can do, simply click on change link. There is a change link is available. Click on this change link at the lead owner field, and then select that owner type to whom you want to transfer the record ownership. I want to transfer the record ownership to whom? To the queue. Which queue? Hyderabad sales queue. Select that lookup icon. It is populating all the queue names which are going to be supporting to store lead object records. Yesterday, I have created two queues. Okay, two queues. One is Hyderabad sales queue, second one is Hyderabad service queue. But it is showing only one queue. Why? What about the second queue? Because this is a queue which will be supporting to store lead record. So what I'm doing right now here, I'm transferring the ownership of which record? Lead record. So it will be populating only those queues which can able to hold lead records inside it. But yesterday, upon creating the two queues for the Hyderabad sales queue, I have given that supporting object as lead. For the Hyderabad service queue, I have given that supporting object as queue. So the case, so that object, that queue will not be holding that lead record, so that it is populating only this queue name over here. So this kind of feature is called as what? Lookup filter concept. It won't populate all the queue names. It is populating only those queues which will be supporting this respective object records inside it. Now, so click on this lookup icon, select the queue name. So now Hyderabad sales queue. Now I want to send the email notification, so that select the checkbox, send the notification email. Now click on save button. As soon as once you click on that save button, it is saving the record. Then who is the owner of this particular queue right now? Hyderabad sales queue will be the owner. So now the record is waiting inside the queue. Okay, now the record is waiting inside the queue. Whenever a record has been placed inside the queue, then all the queue members will be receiving the email notification automatically by default. Okay, all the queue members will be receiving the email notification automatically by default over here. Now, who will be the key member of this queue? Hyderabad sales queue will be having one member that is called as development user. So let me go to the development user account over there. Log in into the development user account. Now currently I'm into the development user account right now. As of now, we have transferred the record ownership. Now we are accepting the record here. That means this particular salesperson, nothing but Hyderabad salesperson, has received the email notification regarding the record is waiting inside the queue. Simply he will go to that leads tab. He will go to that Hyderabad sales queue and click on go. Then he can see what are all the records are waiting inside the queue. This is the record which is waiting inside this queue. So Roshan Kumar. Roshan Kumar is a record which is waiting inside the queue. So now currently who is the owner of this queue over here, owner of this lead record? Now Hyderabad sales queue will be the owner of this lead record. Owner alias is Hyderabad sales queue. So now in this case, what needs to be done? Today, this person is free. Development user is one of the salesperson. So now he has received the email notification regarding a lead record. So he is today free. For example, I am that salesperson, I am the training back, I am the development user. Today I'm free, so I'm ready to take up this lead record, to contact the lead and to give the required information and to convert the lead as our customer. So here I'm ready to take up this responsibility, so that here I'm going to be selecting this record over here by using this checkbox. Select the checkbox for this lead record and then click on accept button. Click on this accept button. Once you click on accept, that means I'm going to be accepting to take care the responsibility of this lead record from now onwards. So the record has been transferred from queue to that accepted member over here. That means development user will be the owner of this queue, so that there is no records are waiting inside this queue. Right now the queue is empty. So let's go to the leads. Go to the Roshan Kumar, who is the owner of this lead record right now. Development user will be the owner of this lead record. So that here, whenever I'm going to placing the record inside the queue, the record is waiting inside the queue until any of the queue member has accepted it. Once the member has accepted the lead record, automatically the record ownership will be transferring to that accepted member automatically by default here. So from there onwards, that accepted member will be the responsible person to contact that lead and to follow up the lead and then to convert the lead as a customer. This is the functionality of queues, and then transferring the records to the queue, accepting the lead record from the queue, manual process. Okay, this is the concept of manually we can able to transfer the lead record to the respective queue. In this case, if the number of records are more, how to transfer these lead records to the queue manually? Will it be taking some more time, right? Yes. Suppose if it is some 10 lead records, I can transfer manually. If it is some 100 records, I will manage 1 hour of time. I will transfer all the records one by one. But if the number of records are more, there are some thousands of records, lakhs of records. Every day, some lakhs of lead people are showing interest. Every day, some crores of lead people are showing interest. Then what we can do? Will you be able to transfer each and every lead record manually to the respective queue? No. Because it's very difficult. If it is a small number of records, then we can manage by spending some half an hour or 10 minutes or 1 hour max. If it is some more number of records, it will be a time-consuming process. So that here, Salesforce has given a feature called as automated lead transfer. Automated process. How can we transfer the lead records automatically to the respective queues? For that one, we are going to be using a feature called as assignment. Assignment rules. We are using a feature called as assignment rules. With the help of this assignment rules, we can able to transfer the record ownership to the respective queues automatically. Instead of doing it manual process, we can make it automated with the help of assignment. Okay. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically. Yesterday we have discussed about that complete diagram. Okay, how to manage the queues. Yesterday we have discussed about the complete diagram, the complete process we have discussed. Now, so whenever we are going to be transferring the record ownership, we have two ways are available. First one is a manual. Manually, we can able to transfer the record to the respective queue. From there, the service person, nothing but the queue members will accept the record. From there, they will start working on this. So this is the manual. So transferring each and every record to the respective queue is very difficult if the number of records are more. Like when you go to some e-commerce applications, okay, like as Amazon, Flipkart, every day some lakhs of people, crores of people are going to be raising their orders. Those are purely new people. Then if I'm transferring these kind of records to the people manually, it will be taking very difficult. When you go to the banking organizations, every day, so many people are going to be applying for the credit cards. Some lakhs of people are applying. Some crores of people are applying for the credit cards. In this case, transferring all these records to the respective queues will be very, very difficult because the people who are applying for the loans, those are from different locations. Few people from Hyderabad, few people from Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Gurgaon, from different places. So that we need to assign that the lead record to that respective branch in that respective city. Based on some city, we can able to assign that lead record to the respective sales team, inside that bank. So at that time, transferring the record manually to that each and every queue will be very, very difficult. For that one, to avoid these kind of problems, we are going to making this process automated. Okay, we are making this process automated over here. How can we do that here? In order to transfer the record to that respective queues automatically, we are using a feature called as assignment rules. Assignment rules are nothing but what? These are the rules which will be firing automatically, which is used to assign a lead record or a case record to the respective user or the queues. That means assignment rules are used to assign a lead record or a case record to the user or queue dynamically at runtime based on some certain conditions. Based on some certain conditions, we can assign these records to the respective user at the queue. Now, so now here in this case here, how can we transfer this lead record to the respective user at the queue automatically? We'll see practically. Now, so in this case, how can we transfer the record ownership to the respective user and the queue manually automatically? Now let's see practically in this case. So now let's see how can we transfer the record ownership to the respective queue dynamically at runtime based on some conditions by using assignment rules. We'll see. Now automated process. So in this case, whenever if you want to transfer the records automatically to the respective queues, based on some certain conditions, we are using the help of a feature called as assignment rules. This can be achieved by using assignment rules. With the help of this assignment rules feature, we can able to assign the lead record or the case record to the respective user or queue dynamically at runtime based on some certain conditions. So when you go to this assignment rules has been subcategorized into two types. Okay, we have two types of assignment rules. First one, lead assignment rules. Second one, case assignment rules. Third one, custom assignment rules. Lead assignment rules, case assignment rules, and custom assignment rules. What do you mean by lead assignment rules? Lead assignment rules are used to assign the lead records to the user or queue dynamically at runtime. These are used to assign the lead records to a user or queue dynamically at runtime based on the specified conditions. Based on the specified conditions, okay, we can able to assign the lead record to the respective user RQ dynamical feedback. So lead assignment rules are completely, these are fixed for lead records. These are purely used to transfer the lead records ownership to a respective user RQ. Second one, case assignment rules. These are used to assign the case records to a user RQ dynamically at runtime based on the specified conditions. Based on the specified conditions, we can able to assign that case records. So these are the two types of assignment rules has been given by Salesforce. Now, in this case, that already you know that. Okay, that already you know. So queue can store lead object records, case object records, and then custom object records, feedback question set, feedback template, and then feedback the question set object, and the performance cycle, goal, metric, macro, knowledge article version, user provisioning request, scorecard, quick text, order, like that it is supporting so many object records. Suppose if the queue can hold only the feedback object records, then how can we assign this feedback records to the respective user queue dynamically? Do we have any assignment rules for the feedback object, like as lead assignment rules, case assignment rules? Do we have any feedback assignment rules? No. Salesforce has given the assignment rules for only two objects ready-madely. One is lead, second one is case. Then suppose I'm having my custom object inside the queue. I'm going to be creating a queue which can store my custom object record. Then how can we assign these records to the respective queues dynamically at runtime? Do we have any such assignment rules? No. For that one, we can go with this custom assignment rules, which can be done through Apex programming. We assign the object records to the user RQ dynamically at runtime by using Apex programming, especially by using triggers. With the help of Apex triggers, we can able to achieve this functionality. It's a development concept. That's what here few features are related to development. So now this custom assignment rules we are going to be discussing as part of triggers in our Apex programming language. That means as part of development, we'll see this. Then how to do that assignment rules, we'll see practically. I will show you case assignment rules. You have to implement lead assignment rules. Okay. Or else I will show you lead. You have to do that practice on case. I will give you the assignment over there. Now, so let me show you one case so that you can able to configure that. Now, so in this case, how can we create an assignment rule? That where we can see this assignment rules information. All the lead assignment rules information we can see, okay, by using that setup menu. Go to the build menu, click on customize, lead assignment rules. Like the similar way, case assignment rules you can able to configure by using this cases and the case assignment rules option. This is the process. So lead assignment rules you can able to configure in order to assign the lead records to the user RQ dynamically at runtime. Case assignment rules are used to assign the case records to the user or the queue dynamically at runtime. So these are the two types of assignment rules has been given by Salesforce. And then for the other objects of Salesforce, if you want the assignment rules, we have to implement manually by using that Apex programming with the help of triggers especially. Now, so now let's take a small scenario. How can we do this one? Now let's see practically in this case. So I will show you that lead assignment rules and I will give you the assignment on that case assignment rules. Now, so now let's see a use case. Now, configure the lead assignment rules on the lead object to assign the lead records to the associated queue based on the city name as below. Based on the city name as below. So we have to indicate that lead city name and then queue name. So which queue we need to assign it over. So the lead record city name, if the city is equals to some Hyderabad, then assign that record to the Hyderabad sales queue. To the Hyderabad sales queue. Assign that lead record to the Hyderabad sales queue. Suppose if the city value is equals to some Bangalore, then assign that record to the Bangalore sales queue. Suppose if the city name is equals to some Mumbai, then we can transfer this record to that Mumbai sales queue. If the city name is equals to some Chennai, I want to transfer this record to that Chennai sales. So these are the various queues to whom I would like to transfer the record ownership. So as soon as whenever the lead record has been getting created, this assignment rule will fire. When okay, as soon as the lead record has been created successfully, once the lead has been created successfully, and once the lead has been updated successfully, that means after insertion, after updation, in both the cases, these lead assignment rules will be getting fired. So assignment rules will be always firing after insert, after update over here. I'm indicating the note point. Assignment rules will get fired always after insert and after update of the record inside the update. So once a record has been inserted and once a record has been updated successfully, then automatically, so now this assignment rule will get fired and it is going to be updating those, it is going to be firing that assignment rule. It will be transferring the record ownership to the respective queue automatically by default. This is the way. Now let's see how can we implement it practically. How can we configure the assignment rules practically and how can we test it right now. So now let's create that lead assignment rule over here.
Hello. Can anyone hear what he was teaching?
I think he just put us on mute for a minute. He'll just rejoin in a second.
Now, so now let's see how can we implement this use case. Now, so what needs to be done in this case? We have to create the 4 queues first. As a step 1, first of all, we have to create the 4 queues. What are those? Hyderabad sales queue, Bangalore sales queue, Mumbai sales queue, and the Chennai sales queue. These are the 4 queues we need to configure first. And then, once creating all these 4 queues by adding the development user as a member, then we are going to be creating this assignment rules over here. Then how can we implement this one? Now let's see. I'm giving the stepwise. Step 1. Create the required queues by adding the lead object as a supporting object and development user as a member of the queue. Next. Step 2. And then once the queues are ready, then we can able to create that assignment groups. Create the lead assignment group. To assign the lead records to the required queues by adding the proper conditions. By adding the proper conditions, we can able to assign these lead records to the respective queue over there. And then as a step 3, test the lead assignment. Test the lead assignment. This is the step 3. This is a way we have to test it, whether the lead assignment rule is working properly or not, whether it is transferring the record to the queue automatically or not. We need to test. So now, these are the 3 steps we need to follow. Now, so first of all, what needs to be done? We have to create the required queues. What queues we need right now? We need 4 queues: Hyderabad sales queue, Bangalore sales queue, Mumbai sales queue, Chennai sales queue. These are the 4 queues we need. And Hyderabad sales queue already we are done. We have created in the yesterday session. Remaining 3 queues we need to create. Upon creating these 3 queues, we need to indicate these queues can store lead object records. That means lead object will be the supporting object for this queues. The lead object will be the supporting object for this queues over here. And then development user will be the queue member. So why I'm adding development user always? Why? Because is lead object is what? Standard. If you want to grant the access on the lead object, what kind of license we need? Salesforce license. Salesforce license we have assigned to whom? Development user. Remaining people are having what licenses? Platform license. Platform license will grant the access on what? Only on custom, not standard. That's what here. That is the reason to choose development user as the queue member. Because development user is having Salesforce license, and then that Salesforce license will grant access on all standard, all custom. So we can access the lead object records, case object records, everything. That's what I'm selecting this development user as a member of this queue. Okay, got the reason behind this one? Don't try to assign other people over there. They can't access that. So that whatever the user you have created with the Salesforce license and a profile, okay, add that member as a queue member over there. Now let's see how can we create these remaining three queues. First of all, let me create these queues. Go to the setup menu. Now, so let's go to the setup menu. I want to create the queues first. As a step one, I want to create the queues. Go to the manage users, click on queues. Already we have Hyderabad sales queue is available. Now I want to create the remaining three queues. Bangalore sales queue, Chennai sales queue, Mumbai sales queue. Now click on new button. Select that label, Mumbai sales queue. I'm adding my email ID as the support queue email ID. I want to send the email notification to all the queue members. So what object record this queue can store? This is related to the sales, so that I need to make lead object as a supporting object over here. This lead object should be supporting by this queue. That means this queue can store only lead object records, not other object records. And then development user will be the member of this queue over here. That means this is the development user. He can able to access, okay, the Mumbai sales queue records as well. Now click on save. So we have created another queue right now, that is Mumbai sales queue. Next, the third one. One more queue, that is Bangalore sales queue. I'm adding my email address as a queue email, and then I want to send the email notification to all the members. I'm selecting the lead object as the supporting object for this queue, and the development user will be the member of this queue. Okay, development user will be the member of this queue. Click on save. And then Chennai sales, click on new button. I'm indicating Chennai sales queue. I'm giving my email ID as the queue email ID. Send the email notification to all the queue members. And then I'm going to be adding that lead object as a supporting object, development user as a member of this queue. And then click on save. So all the required queues we have created, all the 4 queues we have created: Hyderabad sales queue, Bangalore sales queue, Mumbai sales queue, Chennai sales queue. So I have created all these 4 queues over here, which are required for me. Now, so now let's see how can we create this assignment rule set. As a step 2, create the assignment. Let's go to the setup menu, go to the build, click on customize, because this is the lead object I'm dealing with right now. Lead is a standard object, so that go to the leads and expand it. we have an option called as lead assignment rules. We have an option called as lead assignment rules. Go to this lead assignment rules and then we can create the lead assignment rules also. Now, in this case, inside your organization, you can create n number of lead assignment rules also. You can create one or more lead assignment rules inside your organization, but only one lead assignment rule will be in active status at a time, not more than that. We can create one or more number of lead assignment rules inside your organization, but only one lead assignment rule will be in active status at a time, not more than that. Now, so in this case, let's click on this lead assignment rules. Now it is indicating that what exactly the functionality of the assignment rule. It will automatically assign leads to users or queue based on the criteria you define. Depends upon the condition whatever we have specified, this rule will be assigning that lead record to the respective user or queue dynamically at runtime. In this case, we can create multiple rules with different conditions. That means we can create multiple lead assignment rules inside the organization, but only one rule can be active at a time. That means only one lead assignment rule will be inactive at a time inside your organization, not more than that. So by default, Salesforce has given one assignment rule with the name standard. Standard is one assignment rule which has been given by Salesforce by default, which is in active status. Okay, it is indicating this is active. Now I am creating my own assignment rule by using this new button. So click on this new button to create your own assignment rule. So whenever you are creating your own assignment rule with active status, now this standard will be getting deactivated automatically. Now click on this new button. I'm indicating this rule name. Now I'm going to be indicating that forces auto lead assignment rule. Forces auto lead assignment rule. So I'm indicating that rule name as forces auto lead assignment rule. Now I want to make this assignment rule as active, so that I'm selecting this active checkbox. Whenever I'm selecting active, the previous one, that means standard, will be in deactivation status automatically. Now click on save button. Now assignment rule has been created. Now add the rule criteria, that means rule conditions, one by one. Those are also called as rule entries. Now observe this one here. So we have created the assignment rule, okay, forces auto lead assignment rule, which is in active. Previously standard was in as an active status, but now that is in deactivation status over here. Now click on this assignment rule name and then add the rule entries one by one, one by one, one by one. That means add the conditions over here. What are all the conditions we need to add as part of this assignment rule? These are the conditions I want to cross check. If the lead records the city value is equals to Hyderabad, assign it to Hyderabad sales queue. If the city value is equals to Bangalore, assign it to Bangalore sales queue. If the city is equals to Mumbai, please assign it to Mumbai sales queue. If the city is equals to Chennai, please assign it to Chennai sales queue. So depends upon the lead record city name, I want to transfer the record ownership to that respective queue automatically by default. Now let's see practically in this case, how can we do this? Now, so now let's see how can we create this rule entries one by one. Now let's see practically in this case. So go to the rule entries and add the conditions one by one. Click on new button. Now give the sort order, nothing but in which order you want me to verify the conditions. So you can give the order 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. I'm giving the first order, the first condition. Check this condition as the first. What is the condition you want me to cross check that? If the lead record city value equals to Hyderabad. Okay, if the city value is equals to Hyderabad. Let's check the condition. If the city value, lead record city value is equals to Hyderabad. Okay, if the lead record city value is equals to Hyderabad, now tell me what you want me to do. So now transfer the record ownership to whom? To a queue. Which queue? Hyderabad sales queue, automatically. So that select that queue to whom you want to assign. So now select that queue. To which queue you want to transfer Hyderabad sales queue. So we can able to transfer the record to that queue. From there, the user can transfer that record to another queue also. But sometimes, so now I don't want to transfer that record to another queue. The people can't reassign. So that here we'll be having an option called as do not reassign owner. That means once the record has been accepted by a queue member, then he can't change the owner of that lead record again. That will be fixed. He can't change the owner of that lead record here. Suppose, for example, assume that I am the development user, I'm the member of this Hyderabad sales queue. Today, a customer, nothing but a lead record has been assigned by my manager. That record is coming to that Hyderabad sales queue. I have accepted it. Okay, I informed to my manager. So, boss, okay, today I will take up this lead record. I will follow up with this lead person. I will convert this lead as a customer. But for example, suddenly I got an emergency call from my home, so I want to go to my hometown. So whatever the lead record I have accepted that I want to transfer it to some other people, but I can't transfer. Why? If you're selecting this option, then you can't reassign that lead record to that another people. You can't transfer it to another queue. Okay, that will be fixed. Only the administrator or only the administrator will be having the rights to transfer that record to another queue over here, not you. Once you have accepted it, that will be fixed. You can't transfer to another people over here. For that reason, you will be having the option do not reassign owner. Now, so now here, upon assigning the record to this Hyderabad sales queue, to this queue email ID, if you want to send any email notification, then you can specify the email template. Which email template you would like to use to send the email notification. You can select the email template also. But I don't have any email template right now. Salesforce will send automatically by default. Salesforce is already having some email template. It will send the email notification to that queue member automatically. Now click on save it. So upon creating the lead record or upon updating the lead record, if the lead city value is equals to Hyderabad, please assign that lead record to that Hyderabad sales. Now click on save. This is the first condition. This is the first rule entry. Now add one more rule entry here. Okay, click on new. Second one. What is the second condition? If the lead records city value is equals to Bangalore. If the lead record city value equals to Bangalore, then please assign this lead record to that Bangalore sales. Okay, assign it to Bangalore sales. Now click on save. Like the similar way, we can add the conditions and then action. Third criteria, that means third rule entry. If the lead records city value is equals to Mumbai, then assign this lead record to the Mumbai sales queue. Assign that record to that Mumbai sales queue. And then click on new button. Now the fourth condition. If the lead records city value is equals to Chennai. I want to transfer the record to that Chennai sales queue automatically. Chennai sales queue. Click on save. Now, so these are the various rule entries are the conditions which we have added as part of this lead record. Now, so we have created this assignment rule by adding the proper conditions. We have created the lead assignment rules by adding the various conditions, and then depends upon the city name. Okay, they are going to be assigning that lead record to the respective queues automatically by default. Now, so now this is the assignment rule which we have configured right now over here. Now, from now onwards, whenever I'm going to be creating a lead record, okay, whenever I'm going to be creating a lead record inside my lead object, automatically that lead record will be getting assigning to the respective queue automatically by default. My lead record, lead assignment rule is ready. That's it. Okay, now, so then how can we test it right now? How can we test this lead assignment rule? In this case, log in with any user account. For example, training batch. Click on Leads tab. Click on New button. Enter the details inside the fields. Go to the optional features section. Select the checkbox Assign using active assignment. There is a checkbox, it's a major one. And then click on Save. And the observation will be lead record will get created with the specified details and will transfer the lead record to the associated queue based on the conditions. The lead record will be getting assigning to the respective queues automatically by default. Now, then how can we do this testing process? Now let's see. See, everything we are discussing in terms of practical. Generally, nobody will discuss all these things. Simply, they will explain what is what and they will go ahead. They won't discuss this many number of features also. But we are going everything theoretical, practical, everything. Everything we are implementing as part of use cases. But you have to do the practice of all these use cases so that you will get the hands-on on security part. Security is a major feature in entry point of view in the implementation also. That's what I'm going to be covering, almost 70 to 80 features. When you go to that list over here, we are having almost like as 78 points we have discussed. That means almost 78 features we are covering as part of security. Every feature we have covered. As of now, we are done till the manual transfer and then assignment rules also over here. Okay, up to 61 we are done today. And then we have few more. Okay, we'll see. Okay, by end of this week, we'll be covering this complete security part. We can close it off and we'll move forward to the next features. Now, but we have to do the practice on all these things. Now, let's see how can we test it here. So now from now onwards here, I'm creating a lead record. Whenever I'm going to be creating a lead record, click on new button. I'm indicating that first name. I'm giving that first name like some Himanshu. Last name some Sharma. Assume that some Himanshu Sharma. I'm creating a record. He is Mr. Company, he is working in some Infosys Incorporation. Title, he is a project manager. Lead source, some web. Industry, he is from technology. Annual revenue, some 20 lakhs. Phone number, I'm giving some value. Mobile, I'm giving some value. Fax number, I'm giving some value. Email ID, I'm giving like as himanshu@some gmail.com. Website, I'm indicating like as infosys.com. Rating, some heart. Street, I'm indicating like as, so the like as a flat number, okay, 410. Some JP Mansion. Some Srinagar Colony. Srinagar Colony. City is some Hyderabad. State, some Telangana. Postal code 500021. Country is some India. Product interested, he is interested in GC1000 series. Then go to that, okay, optional features section. In this optional feature section, select the checkbox assign using active assignment tool. If this checkbox is selected, then only record will be created successfully, and on that record, it will apply the assignment rule. It will check that city name. Based on the city name, it is assigning that lead record to the respective queue. Now you can raise a question, sir, so for example, if I'm not selecting this checkbox, what will happen? Your lead record will be getting created simply. Then who is the owner of the lead record? The lead record owner will be training batch user only, because currently logged in user will be owner. Straightforward. It won't transfer the record to the queue. It won't assign the record to the queue. So that in order to apply the assignment rule on this record, we are going to selecting the checkbox assign using active assignment rule. Click on save button. Once you click on save button, record will be created. Assignment rule will be getting applied. So it will verify the city name. What is the city name I have entered over here? Hyderabad. So who is the owner of this record right now? Hyderabad sales. Hyderabad sales. Suppose, for example, I'm changing it here. Instead of Hyderabad, I'm going to be indicating like some Chennai. Okay, now save. So now tell me who is the owner of this one? Okay, who is the owner of this one here? It is indicating that Chennai. Sorry. I did not select this option over here. I'm selecting the checkbox as I'm using active assignment tool. I'm changing it to Chennai location. Click on save. Now let's see. Again, assignment rule will be getting reapplied. So now who is the owner of this queue? Chennai. Who is the owner of this record? Chennai sales queue. Record has been transferred to Chennai sales queue. From now onwards, Chennai sales queue member will take up this record. So now who is the member of this queue over here? Development user. Let me log in with the development user right now. Let's log in into the development user. Login. Go to the leads. When you verify this Hyderabad sales queue, nothing is available. That means no records are waiting inside this queue. When you go to this Bangalore sales queue, no records are waiting in the queue. When you go to the Mumbai sales queue, no records are waiting inside this queue. When you go to the Chennai sales queue, the record is waiting. Himanshu Sharma record is waiting. So that he is also a member of this queue, so he is ready to work on this record. So select this record, click on accept. From now onwards, the record will be transferring to the development user. When you go to the leads, open this Himanshu Sharma record. Who is the owner of this record right now? Development user. Previously, who is the owner? Chennai sales queue. But now the ownership has been transferred to this particular accepted number. This is how we can able to transfer the record ownership to the respective queues automatically by default. This is a concept of queues, and then we can able to assign these records to the queues dynamically at runtime by using assign queues. Okay. So let me give one small assignment on this. Now, configure the case assignment rule on the case object to transfer the case records to the associated queues based on the priority as below. I'm indicating that case of priority and the queue name, to which queue you would like to transfer. I'm indicating this. If the case of priority is equals to some high, I want to transfer this record, to a queue called as tier 1 service queue. Tier 1 service queue. If the priority of the case is equals to some medium, transfer this case record to the tier 2 service queue. If the priority is equals to some low, then transfer this case record to that tier 3 service. Okay. Now these are the 3 queues over here. So first of all, what needs to be done? We have to create these 3 queues first. Create these 3 queues: tier 1 service queue, tier 2 service queue, tier 3 service queue, by adding the case object as the supporting object and the development user as a queue member. And then as a step 2, create this case assignment rule. Create the case assignment rule by using this navigation process, and then add the conditions, add the rule entries over here. If the priority is equals to high, transfer the record to tier 1 service queue. Priority equals to medium, transfer it to tier 2. If the priority equals to low, transfer it to tier 3 service queue. And then test it. Create a case record. There also you will be having the option to select that. When you go to the cases, upon creating the case record, click on new button, enter all the details. When you come down, you will be having optional section. Select that checkbox as in using active assignment rule here. And then automatically assignment rule will fire. It will be transferring the record to the respective queue automatically. From there, the queue member will accept it over here, and they will start working on this. Okay. Now, do the practice on this one today. Tomorrow we'll see the concept of web to lead. I will show you how to configure web to lead. Then you have to configure web to case option. Okay, and then we'll see the concept of lead assignment rule also. The lead auto response rules. Then you have to configure case auto response rules. You have to configure. Okay.
Sir, have you uploaded yesterday?